Kiara, and good evening. This is Mary Joseph, your friendly and frank licensed immigration advisor from AJV Global, coming live from Hamilton. It's 3 p.m. Fridays according to Indian Standard Time. It's 10:30 p.m. here in New Zealand. So it's a nice, lovely day we have had today. It's still hot. It's still summer, and I hear that it is getting hotter here there in India as well. But yes, lovely day, and here we are to talk about migration to New Zealand, various pathways, questions and answers for all you students who are looking at studying in New Zealand. For AJV students, this is a platform for AJV students to come online and ask questions from a licensed immigration advisor, and that's how it goes. So I'm going to start off today's session with my license number, which is the norm that we do. So it's 2018011050. So you can go up the IN registry and check if I'm a licensed immigration advisor. So that's how it is. Before we have some questions coming in, I would like to talk about the current important things at the moment. So first of all, it's January, February, March intake, which is the big intake of the year. However, we are pretty much done with January and February intakes. So now there's March. So there are a lot of programs, a lot of universities. In fact, Welltech, which is the government polytechnic, and couple of other institutions do have an intake in March. So all those who are interested, please speak to us so that we can see. I'll be honest with you, I'll be honest and blunt that Immigration New Zealand is taking a long time with visa applications. However, we can put your application in, and we can hope that there will be some changes, because Immigration New Zealand is constantly trying ways and means to bring the processing timelines down and give out the decisions faster. And we also from our end are trying to do so. So, by putting in our own measures, by putting in visa ready applications. So, if you're interested, talk to us. March intake, small window, very, very small window, because some of the institutions may give you further extension about of 2 or 3 weeks. We can still try. If that's not going to be possible, the enrollments are open for the April, May, June intakes. Now, that's another important thing. We've been talking to schools. We've been talking to Immigration New Zealand. They are telling us that it is important that whoever is interested to study in New Zealand to put in applications way in advance. Hence, they are already accepting applications for the July intake, and they're requesting everyone to start the process and apply well in advance. Okay, and don't rush at the last minute, because the most important thing is all operations, that is the offshore applications for student visas, are all being processed here in India, because of which we don't know what kind of a busy period Immigration New Zealand is going to experience. Hence, they are requesting all of us. They're telling us, because we are a group of agents, which is called ENZRA. So we are a part of the elite group of agencies who talk to Immigration New Zealand. We have trainings and everything. So we are part of those very few agencies that are selected from India. And we have one-on-one sessions every quarter with Immigration New Zealand. And they have told us, and Education New Zealand, they've told us, please ensure if your students are interested to come to New Zealand to apply well in advance. Otherwise, they're going to struggle with extensions, and then we will have to defer the intake unnecessarily. So that's what it is. So yes, so all those interested for any intake for the rest of the year, please start now. And if you want your families to join you, it's even better. You start at least 2 or 3 months prior to that, right? So it looks like it's pretty quiet out there. I'm just looking to see if we've got any questions. So in the meantime, I've got my beautiful team there. I can see quite a lot of people there. My entire team's there, and we've got some of our clients who have come online. Good to see that. So it'll be, while we wait for those questions to come up. Right. So the other important thing I've been talking about over these past few sessions is about the skilled migrant category job search visa. Right. We've been we have been getting a lot of CVs. We have been getting people, well experienced people, sending us their CVs in order to check if they qualify for the skilled migrant category job search visa. So it's been good so far. We are setting up a lot of consultations where we are with our senior advisor. We're assessing to see. So I will quickly run through that, policy at the moment, so that till we have those questions coming in, I can run through that policy and see if any of you watching will qualify. So if you've got 10 years, 8 years or more, I'll not say 10 years, but 8 years of more full time verifiable work experience and have a master's and married to a graduate, we request you to send us your CVs. So if you've got 10 years of work experience, preferably in the areas of long-term skill shortage, which is IT, engineering, food sciences, culinary arts. So if you have experience in any of these areas, there's a very, very good chance you'd qualify. Plus, you've got a related master's, okay? Or even if you don't have a master's, but your spouse has a master's. So, any of these combinations, and you are under the age of 44, there is a very, very good chance you'd qualify. So, in this job search visa, you can come to New Zealand, look for a job within those 9 months. And if you find yourself a job, then you will be able to apply for a resident visa straight away and get it approved. Again, if you get a job, it has to be $52,000 New Zealand salary, and it has to be related to your background. That's what the only conditions are. Otherwise, it's been very successful. We have got quite a few applicants who have come in, and we have started talking to them, and we have started understanding. So you will see some successes, testimonials that will be coming up very, very soon, right? So it's surprising, awfully quiet here. Have I lost contact? I don't see any questions coming up. Just give me a second, guys. Let me quickly check. Right. Okay. Is it the right time? Team, can you please confirm if you can see me? Because I don't know if I'm just talking and there are no questions coming in. Right. Okay. So there is possibly one question that's come on YouTube. I will answer that in the meantime. Right. So the question on YouTube is, hello, can you tell me why after 5 to 6 working weeks immigration doesn't send visa approved? It's somebody from Lynn Jenner. So I will answer that question. So Lynn, Immigration New Zealand is very, very busy at this point in time. So if they have not come back to you with a decision, or if they have not come back to you with any kind of an email, that means your application is still in progress. Okay. The average processing timelines now for Immigration New Zealand for student visas is 8 to 12 weeks, right? So that's what it is. So yeah, so we don't seem to have any viewers coming in today. Is there something special happening in India? Is there a festival or a match or something today? I don't know. Nobody's asking questions today. Okay, so we will wait for a few more minutes and see if there is, there are any questions. We'll wait for a few more minutes and see how it works. Yeah. Right. In the meantime, I would ask my team if there are any particular questions that you guys would like to ask, because there are a lot of questions that students keep asking my team. There are a lot of clarity they want. Like, for example, the most common question that I keep getting is, do I have to find a job only in the course that I've studied in order to apply for a resident visa? So I'd say yes and no. The answer is, both, because you have to find a job related to what you've studied, but not necessarily what you've studied in New Zealand. Yeah. So you can find a job related to your prior studies, which you have done from your home country, or the study you have done in New Zealand. Okay, that's the most common question that I am being asked. So I will answer that, right? And the other important question that we get is, do I have to get a managerial position in order to apply for a resident visa? So that also is a yes and a no. So you don't necessarily have to have a managerial position. However, we need to find out what role is matching according to the AMSCO, and what are the tasks and responsibilities listed, and accordingly. So there are some skills that are in lower levels. That means you're lower skill, and because of which there is you will need a higher salary threshold. But for certain positions, for example, if you're a marketing person, you don't have to be a marketing manager. Okay, so if you are say a marketing coordinator, that is good enough because it's skill level 1. Okay, that's just an example. Even in sales, there are certain levels for every position. So we will need to analyze and see which ANSCO code or which um, role you fit, and accordingly we will match it. So that's what it is. So the answer is no, you don't have to necessarily have a manager position. However, we will need to see how it works with your ANSCO code and whether you qualify, accordingly. Right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to check with my team if they're going to paste any questions. And if not, um, just give me a second. It looks like there were some comments that I had come in. It's awfully quiet today. Right. So it looks like most of our students who have already applied for the visa are coming online. Yeah. So yeah, it is taking a long time, guys. It is taking 8 to 12 weeks. So um, if you're an AJV student, talk to the team, and we are seeing in whatever ways to kind of speed up the process. However, we cannot promise that we will be able to do that because Immigration New Zealand is swamped with applications at the moment, and there is little or nothing that we could do at this time. So I really cannot see any other questions coming in. So I think I'm going to disconnect this session today. Is it because we had our star age Arun doing the live session earlier this week? I guess that's what it is. We have less viewers today because Arun has done the previous session this week on Tuesdays. So that's what it is. So I am unable to see any questions. I'm not sure if it's my connection or, guys, just give me a second. Right. Okay, team, I really cannot see any questions. I am not really sure what's happening. Are there any questions here? Can you just paste it on Skype, please, so that I can see those questions? I am not able to see any questions in my page here. I don't know what the problem is. So yeah, so if you can just paste it on Skype, I can just go ahead with that, yeah? Or I will have to disconnect this and start all over again because I really cannot see these questions even if I'm scrolling. So let me disconnect this and come back again. Yeah, I'll come back in live again and we'll see how it is. So yeah, just give me a second.